Welcome back. I was watching my daughter the other day. She's 5 years old and she's beginning to form tiny little comedy routines. And so she notices that the language that she uses will elicit a laugh or a response, and everybody laughs and everybody enjoys her presence. And so, of course, you want to repeat that. And so she will continue these little sayings that get a laugh over and over again. And so it's a routine. And then she came into a situation and she didn't see the situation that she was in. She just started playing her tiny linguistic routine that would get a laugh, a routine laugh that she really enjoys. And this is how the left brain operates all of the time. And so it reminded me of a practice that I started with myself years ago where I would stop all of my responses. And what this will do eventually, along with your meditation practice, along with getting into heart rate variability resonance, is it will put you into a state of flow. And so let's talk about that because I think it's really fascinating. And there might be some points because everybody thinks that you're going to stay as the watcher. And I don't think that's true. So let's get into it. Understanding how to be the watcher and understanding the processes of the left brain will give you a deep understanding of how this works and why it's doing what it's doing. And so the left brain is set up to codify your whole world. Okay, that's a table. Okay, that is a wall. Okay, that's a window. Okay, that's a person. And you codify all of the information inside of all of those. And so when you come into a room or you come into an office or you come into a meeting, you don't see the people. You think you see them. It's like, well, that's Harold and that's George and that's Jean. You think, I see them, right? But you don't. You see a memory of those people. And so they become a symbol in your brain. They become symbolic. They become codified, all right? They become words. Jean, George, Harold. That's what they are. And your left brain is designed to run through those quickly, right? And so boom, 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 boom. You name all of the things, and now I know what they are. And no more processing is necessary. And this is how you streamline your life with your left brain. And it's a very natural and good process. Otherwise, you'd go down the street and you'd see three things and you'd be like, what do I do? You can't process all of that information while you're trying to drive effectively. And so, as an example, while you're doing a complicated task, you need all of that codification. And that's what the left brain does so beautifully. But when you're in your day to day life, it's kind of nice to shut it down for just a moment. And that's what I'm talking about. So, there's something that happens, for example, in a relationship where you codify your wife or you codify your husband or you codify your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your significant other. You look at them, but you don't see them. You see the symbol of what they are. You see the memory that happens to be in the left brain. You see the memory of them. Oh, I remember what you looked like before, so I'm not really seeing you. I'm seeing the memory that I hold of you. And so the wife comes home and she walks around the house and she waits for the husband to go, oh my God, you got a haircut. You look fantastic. But he's not seeing her, and it's not his fault. It's not that he's not paying attention to her. It's because he's codified her and he's remembering her. He's remembering what she means to him, and he's not seeing her in the moment. He's not paying that much sensitive attention. And that's what she's looking for. And it's not there. Same thing with the husband. The husband gets a haircut. He gets new glasses. He gets a new shirt. He walks home. He waits for somebody to notice. Nobody notices because everybody's using their memory. And so when you start to see this in yourself, that you're not actually seeing people, you're not actually seeing a situation, you're seeing a memory. You start to notice this in your daily life, you can stop and go, you know what? Let me just pull back for a moment and actually see this person. Really look at them. Take them in, right? Somebody walks through your door, take them in. Somebody walks into your presence, take them in. Really listen. Don't listen to the first three words and jump in. You can do this as a listening exercise. Can you really listen to everything that they're saying and feel what they are saying behind their words? Listen to the whole thing. Listen to the beginning, the middle, and the end of what they want to say to you. And it's not until you get that caboose of the train of communication where it really starts to deeply affect you and help you to understand what it is that they really want to say. A lot of times in therapy, a person will come in, they'll say, da 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 da. Oh, and this. And it's because you listen to everything that you get that, oh. And that's the really interesting part. It's usually not the first things that they say, it's the last thing. It's the thing behind the other things. So it's that caboose of the train. So there's a depth to it, right? By listening that much, just the skill of listening, you get that deep. Just listening. And that's really what you're doing in a situation when you take it all in. It's exactly like looking at the sunset. This is what I talk about all the time. I love sunrise. I love sunset. It should be a part of our lives as much as possible. Watch the sunrise. Watch the sunset. Go stare at the clouds. Just stare at them and take it all in. And when you do that, you don't go, oh, well, this is this cloud, and this is that cloud, and this is that cloud, and this is that mountain, and this is the, you watch your brain. Because if you stare at it long enough, your brain will start to pick apart the pieces. And that's the left brain in operation. It's like, okay, now we have this project in front of us, and now we have to codify all of it. Here's the mountain, here's the sky, here that's a red, that's an azure, that's a blue, that's a deeper blue. It starts dividing everything. That's what it's meant to do. It will codify your world and make it streamlined and easy. But in that moment, you don't want that. You just want to take it all in, the grandeur and the beauty and the glory of the sunset, or the glory of the sky in this very moment. St. Francis, he said, the weather is always nice, but in different ways. Oh my God, isn't that beautiful? Can you take that in? Can you take in the sky right now and say, this is beautiful? Francis did. He was just taking it all in this moment. Taking it all in. Don't divide it, but take it all in. And it's this wonderful practice when you do it over and over again. So you can do it with the sky. You can do it with a person. You just take them all in. Notice everything. Okay, so my mind is splitting them apart into pieces. But take all the pieces in and then hold them all together, right? Okay, here's the hair. Hair looks the same. Okay, here's the skin. Here's the eyes. Here's the glasses. Here's the shirt. And then piece all of those pieces together and put it into a whole and just hold them, right? It gets interesting. Life gets interesting when you hold all of it like this. And you're activating that right brain perception, right? You're activating this deep center of knowing in the right brain. You're connecting to this guardian angel presence that's in your life, the higher self, right? You're connecting to that side of the brain. And so your life becomes a little more deep. And so you start stepping into flow because now you have a back and a forth going on. Okay, I'm going to drive. I better use my left brain as I'm driving. That's good. No problem there. Okay, I'm using heavy machinery. I should use my left brain because it's a left brain process. Therefore, I'm going to use the best thing that I've got, which is the left brain. So I'm doing whatever I'm doing with the heavy machinery, right? Okay, now I'm with a person. And And I have to listen to them. Okay, so I'm using my left brain, I'm listening to them. But as I am listening to them, I'm going to take them all in. And now they're not saying anything. I'm just going to take them all in, just for a moment. And now you're using not only the left brain, because that's the problem. When we only use the left brain, everything is a memory, everything is codified. But now we're using the right brain too. And so we're flowing, right? And so in sports, they have this term about flow. And so for the football player, for example, to get to that state of flow, he had to go through years of regimentation. He had to physically learn the game. He had to mentally learn the game. Then he had to go and practice and practice and practice and practice. And then finally, they say the ball is snapped. And in that moment, the quarterback has to take in the situation as it is in the moment. And so he steps into the moment and he takes it all in. And football becomes a meditation. And now he's in a state of flow. If he can perceive what is and act with his training, right? Years and years of training give him insight into the game that he is playing. And accessing what is in the moment, being here, putting his attention, increasing his sensitivity to everything that's going on in front of him, puts him in a state of flow. He's flowing with the right brain. It's giving information to the left brain. He has to understand what he's doing, and so it flows back and forth. So you hear spiritual people, meditators, and they will talk about being the watcher. Be the watcher all the time. Yes, you're trying to use it as much as you can because you want to flow back and forth, but you're not actually staying there. You're going into the right brain, going back into the processes of the left brain. It's feeding the right brain. The right brain is feeding the left brain, and that is the state of flow. It's a back and forth. It's a download phase. You're trying to step into this back and forth download, or just spend a little time as the watcher. And what is the most powerful tool that we might have to be this watcher in any moment? Hakala, right? Hakala. It really defines being the watcher. And so how do you do Hakala, Forrest? Well, go watch my video, Hakala Saved My Life. I love that video. I love that story. Thank you so much for the person that sent me that story. And how do you do it really quick? Pick one point, and we're looking one-pointed at that one point. And while we're looking at that point, we're going to open up our peripheral vision and just notice everything that's on the left and everything that's on the right. We're just noticing all of that, right? So we're looking at the one point and noticing everything, and that will dilate your eyes. People say, you can't dilate your eyes. Yes, you can. You just open up your peripheral vision and notice. You can put your hands way out to the side, right? You can't see my fingers, right? Okay. So you put your hands way out to the side, and where can I see? I can look at you and I can look at my fingers at the same time. That's my peripheral vision, which is active right now. I see all of this. I'm looking at you, but I see all of this. My peripheral vision is open, right? That's Hakala. I'm talking at the same time, and I'm in Hakala at the same time, and it gives me a little bit of peace, a little bit of flow. That's Hakala. And if you really get into it and try and expand it, it's wild. Oh man, it'll really awaken your right brain. It's beautiful. So in any moment, take a pause and go into that. And by doing the heart rate variability resonance on this channel that I talk about, download the app, put it on your smartphone, watch it 5 minutes, boom, you're in heart rate variability resonance. It's magical. I love it. By doing that over and over again, your body starts to get the idea, and every time you're not running or jogging or walking fast, your body says, hey, I could be more economical, and I can lower the heart rate and lower the breath rate. And then you're sitting next to somebody and you notice that their breath is going like this and you're going like this. Why is that? Well, you've been practicing the heart rate variability resonance, and your normal breath rate begins to slow, which reflects back on the mind. The mind begins to be a little bit more slow naturally during the day. And you're practicing being the watcher and just taking everything in whenever you have a chance or whenever you remember, right? And so it all adds together, and you start to get more flow in your life. And so you're doing the doing of your left brain, and suddenly this right brain slips in, and it's like, oh my God, I could do it this way. And that's a download. That's an interaction between the left brain and the right brain. Amazing, right? So there you go. Be the watcher, understand the left brain, watch the left brain. It's fascinating to watch. Practice Hakala. Take everything in. It's so beautiful. It will create more flow in your life. And if you've been practicing the new training, that will help as well with the download and this communication between the left and the right. And being that watcher will help to open the window for that communication loop to begin. So I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.